Hi everyone, today we'll be exploring a career as a developmental psychologist. Developmental psychologists study how people grow and change throughout their lives. They look at how we develop physically, how we think and learn, how we interact with others, and how we manage our emotions from the time we're babies until we're older adults. They also investigate what influences our development. These might be things such as genetics, family environment, culture, or other experiences. For example, they might study how children learn language, how teenagers form their identities, or how aging affects memory. Developmental psychologists have expertise that's valuable in multiple contexts. One context where you'll find developmental psychologists is in research positions at universities or research institutes. Those with faculty positions may teach courses related to human development, supervise student research, or conduct their own research. Developmental psychologists may work with agencies to create programs that promote healthy development, conduct research to inform policy, and advocate for resources and support for children, families, and older adults. They may also work in long-term care facilities such as nursing homes or assisted living facilities. They may work with older adults to address changes and challenges that come with different life stages. They may also develop programs to improve quality of life, promote brain health, or support people living with dementia. They may also work in industry settings to study how people interact with products and technologies, using their understanding of human development and research to design more effective and user-friendly products. If they have the appropriate licensure and certifications, they may work in preschools, K through 12 schools, and colleges to help identify and support students with developmental challenges, provide advice on educational strategies, or develop intervention programs. With appropriate licensure, they may also work in hospitals, mental health clinics, and private practices and assess and treat developmental issues. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the median salary for a developmental psychologist is $82,180. This salary varies widely by location, by industry, and also by years of experience. The overall employment of psychologists is expected to grow by 6% between 2022 and 2032. To obtain the title of psychologist, you must have a doctoral level degree in psychology. However, first you'll need a bachelor's degree in psychology or a related field, and those related fields could be education, social work, child development, biology, or social sciences. Although a master's degree is not always necessary to be accepted into a doctoral level program, it can be beneficial to help you gain research experience and training that make you more competitive for PhD programs. Sometimes people will choose to attend a postbac program or work as a paid research assistant instead. There are multiple doctoral degrees you can earn that will qualify you for the title of developmental psychologist, and those programs might be research focused, clinical or practice focused, or both. And then, depending on your career goals, sometimes postdoctoral training after you earn your doctoral degree is needed. So, this might include a postdoctoral research position or a postdoctoral supervised clinical experience. There are multiple pathways for people with a doctoral level degree in psychology to have that focus on development. There are research-focused PhD programs in psychology with a developmental psychology focus. There are also, if you're interested in clinical practice, clinical PhD programs. And the coursework and research will include a developmental focus, and internship and practicum placements would also include a developmental focus. You could also do a PsyD if you're interested in becoming a clinical practicing psychologist. And then again, the coursework, internships, and practicum placements would all have that developmental focus. EdDs and PhDs in applied behavioral analysis programs are also a possibility, with coursework, research, internships, and practicum placements all including that developmental focus. And then finally, you could obtain an EdD in educational psychology, where coursework, research, internships, and potential practicum placements would all again include that developmental focus. So although these are all potential pathways, psychologists that refer to themselves primarily as developmental psychologists typically follow the pathway of completing a developmental psychology-focused PhD program. People who complete a degree in clinical psychology, either a PhD or PsyD program, refer to themselves as clinical psychologists. People who complete a program in applied behavioral analysis and obtain licensure call themselves behavior analysts. And people who complete a program in educational psychology call themselves educational psychologists or maybe school psychologists, depending on their training, their licensure certifications, and practice. So, to recap, although there are technically multiple pathways, the pathway that uses the title of developmental psychology the most would be people with a PhD in developmental psychology, which might include a focus on childhood, adolescence, emerging adulthood, or older adulthood. So, let's talk about ways you can stand out when you're applying to graduate school programs. Doctoral programs in psychology are competitive, so it's important to get as much research experience as possible, particularly for a PhD program. Working as a research assistant, as is shown in this video here, is a great way to boost your CV. You'll want to work as a research assistant for at least a year, but more is preferable, where you have the opportunity to contribute to conference presentations and peer-reviewed publications. You might also want to consider a research master's program, a post-bac education program, or a paid research assistant position after graduation as well, because all of those different pathways will also help you gain that additional research experience that you're going to need to be more competitive. For more clinical or practice-focused programs, practicums, teaching assistant positions, and volunteer experience can help you stand out and gain valuable experience. I recommend positions where you're able to gain experience working with a population you want to serve. For example, if you want to work with kids, get a summer job working as a camp counselor or working in a daycare. Thanks so much for joining me to learn more about developmental psychologists. Please let me know if you have any questions or comments.